For Outer Game this month, I want to talk to you about a concept called home game. What this means basically is, what do you do with the girl once you get her back to your place? And no, I'm not talking about escalation and last minute resistance and that kind of stuff. What I'm talking about is having a strategic game plan for how you can work through circumstances, get her in the mood, what venues you're going to take her to within your house or within your neighborhood that are going to kind of ramp things up, what activities you're going to do with her, not sexually, in case she's not immediately on for sex. Okay, so in order to explain this, I want to actually introduce to you my personal favorite hotel in Vegas. My personal favorite hotel in Vegas, you can Google this if you want to, it's called the Artisan. Okay. Now, it's great to be staying in the same hotel as the club you're going to. Like if you're in the Wynn or the Encore, that's amazing. It's also really expensive because then you can just walk them up to your room. There's no taxi involved. Or if you're in like the Cosmopolitan and you to go to Marquee, that's always great. Okay. But beyond that, the most important thing that's going to happen is once you've got the girl in the taxi, a 5-minute taxi ride versus a 10-minute taxi ride is pretty much still the same thing. It's getting her in the taxi is the big struggle. The 5 or 10 minutes isn't that big of a difference, okay? So the Artisan is actually slightly off the strip. And actually when I have the cab driver go there, I will tell him, go down the strip. Because I don't want him taking the highway and the girl freaking out, okay? So I'll be like, hey, go down the strip and then turn left and whatever, okay? So that's important. But here's why I love that hotel. It's because the hotel itself is an event, okay? Look it up. It looks like a haunted art museum, okay? There's prints of all these crazy old paintings. There's this massive fountain in the middle. There's like 10 different rooms you can go to within it. There's a bar that, it's open most of the time, not always, but there's a bar that you can go to. Sometimes there's an event going there. If not, you can just go have a drink there and it's totally plausible. Also, you can say you were going for a party and then, or there's like an after party or whatever. There's at least a bar there, so it was plausible enough. There's an amazing pool kind of in the backyard that you can go to. There's all these different things you can take them around to. Also, you can sell it. I usually would say, like, I want to take you to this place that, like, tourists never see when they see Vegas. It's a place that all the locals know it's, like, my favorite place, but tourists never get to see it. And they're like, oh, what is it? You can show them the website. You show them the pictures, like, oh, this place looks cool. This place looks interesting. The place itself is an event. It's in line with the idea that we're going to have fun. It's not, I'm going to this place to go have sex. It's an event. Here's the funny thing about it. The people that run the Artisan know that it's a sex hotel. And you get your little goodie care package thing on like the little dresser when you show up. There's like sex candies and like condoms. Like they know it's a fucking sex hotel. But the funny thing is the reason it's a sex hotel is that it's enough of an attraction, it's quirky enough and interesting enough without it having to be sexual. So say I get him to the Artisan, I show him the fountain, I show him the pool, I walk him around, take him to the little chapel area, take him to the bar. And all the time, I'm showing them the paintings. There's paintings on the wall, paintings on the ceilings. And then when I want to take them up to my room, when I've gone to different places, sat down with them, maybe made out a little bit, stood up, taken my time, made it an event, then I'm like, oh yeah, let me show you a couple other of my favorite paintings. They're just right up this way. You take them up the elevator, and when you get to your hallway, there's a bunch of paintings along the wall of the hallway. And then you say at the very end, hey, there's one more painting I want to show you. Walk them into your room, show them the painting that's in your room. There's either 1 or 2 paintings in every room. Show them that painting, and now you've got them in your room. You've had an adventure together. You've had a fun time together, and the whole time it was about seeing the place, exploring the place, having this adventure. It wasn't about the sex. Now the escalation was happening, the getting to know you, the intimacy was all happening, but it wasn't the main focus, right? It just happened. That's perfect home game. Okay, now let's apply that to your actual life. Okay, so now you're gonna take a girl home. What do you have in your house that's fun to do? Okay, if your house is a boring living room, a boring bedroom, nothing cool, nothing fun to do, first of all, what are you inviting them up for, right? You should have, I don't know, a cool stereo system, a cool little like thing that you can tell them about, a cool video you want to show them on YouTube, a balcony with a great view. If you have a rooftop, that's amazing. Anything like that you have, right? If you have a great bottle of wine that they have to try out, anything that you concede as an attraction, as an event, is beautiful. Now, the reason they're coming, obviously, is because they like you. They're not just going to come for that thing, but that thing is enough to put them over the edge, enough to make it an experience and make it not slutty, not their fault. Okay, that's very, very important as a distinction. Finally, when you do get them to your place, don't take them straight to the bedroom. As soon as you go to the bedroom, if you start escalating in the bedroom, there's like, oh shit, sex could happen here, I'm nervous. If instead you start escalating in the living room, it's going to make them much less nervous, right? So like, oh, we're just fooling around out here. Nothing's really necessarily going to happen. Better yet, if you have a pool or a rooftop or like a sun deck or anything like that, or if there's just like a cool, nice park near your house, if you can start it out there and have some of the escalation there where she knows you're not gonna have sex, granted you definitely could, but the fact of the matter is she knows that it's semi-public, she knows nothing's gonna go down, she'll actually allow herself to open up a lot more, allow herself to do things that are a little sluttier, that sort of thing, than if you were to take her directly to your room. The idea here again is make your home an event. And there are ways to do it. You can have amenities around your home that work. You can have a rooftop, you can have a pool, you can have a sun deck. Or if you don't have any of those things, or even if you do, you can have interesting things in your house. I knew a guy who had like a DJ table in his house, and he wasn't like a great DJ or whatever, but he was like kind of aspiring. He knew how to use it a little bit. He would take it and he'd actually give the girl a DJ lesson in his house. That guy got laid like crazy. Why? Because his home game was good. Once the girl got back to his place, he actually was able to do something fun, was actually make it interactive, make it good for her, and was able to capitalize much more regularly, okay? So think about your home game. It's not just logistics. Logistics isn't just like distance and how do you get them home. Logistics is what happens once you're inside your house.